All right, what's up, athletes? It's a new week on the creek, and it's actually a new month. And with a new month comes a new focus. Last month, snatch, Amanda. This month, and this one, actually, this focus now is going to be the start of progression over the next 4 months of the theoretical hierarchy of development in an athlete. That is a mouthful. The theoretical hierarchy of development in an athlete. And so what we're going to start this progression with is metabolic conditioning, building your cardiorespiratory endurance, stamina, all that good stuff. And so you may have heard us talk about it before, you may not, this theoretical hierarchy of development for an athlete. It's a pyramid. So the base of this pyramid is nutrition. We'll talk about that in a second. The base of the nutrition is the pyramid. And nutrition has to be the base of any sort of fitness regimen, exercise regimen. The lack of focus here will yield any efforts in developing over time. You have to have a good base of nutrition. Otherwise, the rest of this is a moo point, as they say. Some people say. I say a moo point. The cardiorespiratory piece of it now, if we don't have that part of the pyramid taken care of before we get into gymnastics, weightlifting, and then sport, if we don't have that base laid out, then what will happen is fatigue sets in early, and it inhibits your ability to actually improve something like your skill work in gymnastics, like your strength with weightlifting. If your body isn't able to keep running, keep breath, keep steady as you increase your work, then all this other stuff starts to fall apart. So we've got to have a nice base laid out. If you don't feel like you have a nice base laid out, this month is perfect for you. And so what you're going to see here is a month long of a lot of workouts that are you'll see once a week, maybe something that's more like 20 minutes plus, or maybe even some interval work. You're going to see some classics in the workouts like Helen, which is tomorrow, Monday, closed, but the Off the Creek version is available on your regular daily program, equipment option and non-equipment option. You'll see Kelly running, wall balls, box jumps. You'll see Annie, double unders, and sit-ups. So again, you're going to see 20 minutes or some interval work along with some CrossFit classics. These longer ones, they'll help us play with our pacing, help us play with pushing the intensity, help us building that great cardiorespiratory base on top of nutrition. What you'll see too is this is, again, each week you'll see something a little bit different. So this week's focus in the metabolic conditioning will be kicking off the week with the benchmark Helen. You'll see some rowing and dubs, high rep rowing and dubs, and some skill intervals to end the week. And so I'll kind of talk about that going into it. But metabolic conditioning is your focus. Before I get into the week, kind of diving back into the nutrition piece real quick, one thing that comes with nutrition can be very overwhelming. I can keep it real simple and say, hey guys, eat meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. Write that down. Remember it. Meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, no sugar. No added sugar, to be more specific. That's a way of keeping it real simple. Follow that and you're good to go. But I have other ways that we can start real simple too, and it's about developing good habits. And so what you're going to start seeing now, along with our monthly focus, is we have a nice little, considered a 28-day nutrition challenge or a nutrition jump start. So we're going to have 4 different weeks, 28 days, 4 weeks. Each week you'll have a new focus to build on top of. And what I'm going to send you all is you're going to have a nice little checklist that you're going to follow, put it on your fridge and mark it off each day. Build upon those habits, and then following months as we build into this too, we'll talk more about nutrition, ways that you can really just kind of keep it simple. Because when it comes to nutrition, we want perfection, and we feel guilty about having a beer and a barbecue sandwich on Labor Day. It's okay to have a beer and a barbecue sandwich on Labor Day. We have it on the wall in the gym. Be consistent. I'd rather you be good 80% of the time, most of the time, as opposed to 100% of the time, sometimes, every time. Okay, so just be consistent, be solid most of the time. It's not realistic and it's not sustainable to believe that you can do it all of the time, most of the time. So that's where these habits will start week 1, and I'll say it right here and you'll get more information on it. Week 1, your goal every day is to drink 2 liters of water. And that's it. And I think that's roughly like 67 ounces. Notice I didn't say an ounce per body weight. I didn't say a gallon. So carry around that gallon jug with you. I've got my bottle right here. If I drink 4 of these a day, I'm covered. It's more than 2 liters if I drink 4 of these a day. And so we'll talk more about that. But this first week, these first 7 days of a 28-day jumpstart, drink 2 liters of water a day. Boom, done. We'll talk more about that. Now going into the week, we're kicking off with benchmark. The benchmark Helen. So this is 3 rounds for time, 400-meter run, 21 kettlebell swings, 12 pull-ups. We're going to talk about this a little bit more because again, we are closed. But I have on Sugar WOD. If you have a pull-up bar and maybe it's a dumbbell or kettlebell, by all means go ahead and use those. 3, 2, 1, go. If you don't have a pull-up bar, go ahead and sub out those pull-ups with. I recommend burpees. If you want to do like a bent over row or something, I would say do that only if your dumbbells are heavy enough that it's really challenging you. Otherwise, again, the focus is metabolic conditioning. Burpees obviously will help you build that stamina. I think a dumbbell row slows things down a little bit. I'd rather you push the intensity on this one. So if you don't have a pull-up bar, sub out the pull-ups with burpees. If you don't have a kettlebell swing, if you don't have a dumbbell or kettlebell, find something that you could swing. It might just be load up a backpack with some stuff, make it kind of heavy, just work on that hip drive and swing stuff over. But that's Helen. You'll see that on Sugar WOD. Again, a body weight version as well as an equipment version. Otherwise, just have an awesome Labor Day and get some work in. Coming back, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the intensity is going to be high. They're low skill. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are relatively low skill movements. And whenever you see low skill, that usually means, hey, you can go fast. You can push the pace on these. We can keep the intensity high. So there's not a lot of overthinking. There's not a lot of worrying about loading. It's just get whatever it is that you're doing. Make sure you're moving well. Go fast, go hard. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to hit you hard with the intensity. Thursday, we're going to come into a nice little row penalty workout that's going to help us dig into pacing a little bit. And so Thursday, it's 3 rounds for time with a 1,000-meter row for the guys, 800-meter load for the ladies, 800-meter row for the ladies. And then after each round, you're going to perform 2 double unders for each stroke taken. So it's kind of what we're going to do with this is really pay attention to our pacing. So this is what we're going to talk about in our cardiorespiratory training. Also really paying attention to pacing, in particular on Thursday, pacing on the rower. So every time you're going to pay attention to how you row that 1,000 meters, you're going to count every single stroke it takes, and then you're going to do 2 double unders for every stroke that was taken. Fun way to play with pacing, and then another way to kind of play with the intensity. Friday, it looks slow. It is 5 rounds where you have 4 movements where you have to do 30-second holds. It looks slow, but it is a really awesome day to build some gymnastic strength, but also throw in some variance. We have an onslaught of high-intensity stuff earlier in the week. Let's dial back the intensity a little bit. Let's work on some gymnastic strength. That's what Friday is. So it looks slow, but it's a really good day to work some gymnastics strength. Saturday gets the You're the Hardest Workout of the Week award with a combination of, it's a barbell couplet, 24 back squats, and 18 push presses. You're using the same weight for the back squats as you are the push press. The limiter there will be the push press. 3 rounds of 24 back squats, 18 push press, and this should be a moderate load. And we'll talk more about that. But then again, playing with the intensity, playing with the barbell, playing with pacing, playing with always be moving. Fun week to kick off metabolic conditioning, the first month of the focus in this 4-month progression of the metabolic or of the theoretical hierarchy of development for an athlete. Whew, that was fun. It was a fun one. I feel like my brain is burning a little bit now. That was a lot of information to take in. So hang with it. Come in, show up, work hard. More special announcements coming up. So another thing we have coming up, pay attention, mark your calendars, the week of September 19th through the 24th. So that's Monday through Saturday. Mark your calendars. It is Bring a Friend Week at Fairwinds CrossFit. What does that mean? That means find friends outside of the gym that have not done CrossFit, or maybe done CrossFit but haven't found a home in a while. Maybe people that you've talked about CrossFit and always been somewhat interested in it but never really pulled the trigger. Bring a Friend Week is the week for them. Sign up your friend. I will have a form in the gym as well as online where you put that friend's information in, and they will be entered into Bring a Friend Week. They get the whole week for free. The whole week. What we do ask, a couple rules. We do ask that this is somebody that we know ahead of time that they are coming and know when they are coming. Please avoid just grabbing a friend and then rolling up to the 5:15 a.m. class and being like, hey, here's this person I just decided to randomly bring and you didn't know anything about. I expect there to be some extra people in class over the course of the week, and so the more we know that are going to be there, the more that we know may or may not have some experience prior to, will help us keep this thing flowing and make sure that everyone is getting the coaching and the fitness that they need from the class. So try to avoid random stragglers. If that's what it comes to, it's fine, but please try to let us know ahead of time. The reason I ask for information ahead of time is I will send them some information and waivers and stuff to fill out ahead of time, so we don't have to do that before class. But they get the whole week for free, the whole week, and it's just going to be a blast. It's going to be a fitness party. It can be some more fun stuff coming that week too, that I'll unveil. But that's the focus. The 19th to the 24th, bring a friend week. Talk to your friends. Say, hey, you get a free week of CrossFit at this amazing gym that I've made an important part of my life, and I want it to be an important part of your life too. So come give it a try. Bring a friend week, September 19th through the 24th. That's what's coming up this week, this month. Don't forget the Jared Enderton weightlifting seminar coming in October. We'll talk more about that. And other than that, metabolic conditioning, a nutrition challenge, bring a friend week. Hey guys, there's a lot going on here on the Creek. I'm excited for you to be a part of it. And let's keep this thing going. I'll see you all on the Creek.